you. I'd like to call the regular council meeting for January 27th to order. First order of business, call for security interest regarding the agenda. There's no in camera. If anybody has anything, so we'll get into the agenda. Are there any additions or deletions?
I'd like to, regarding number 3, agenda additions. At this time, I wish to make a motion to go into closed meeting tonight to discuss a large contract coming up in February, March, or April. This meeting discussion request falls under subsection 197, section 2 of the AGM and division part 2, part 1 of the FOIDAP. I can't give you any more details because it's in closed camera. So I'd like to make the motion.
Just a point of interest, it has to go in according to the Access to Information Act, so it wouldn't, you would have to pick a section of the Access to Information Act.
So what are you asking me to do or add to this?
You need to know what is pertinent and which section of the Access to Information Act you pick from. Those are all of them that you can go into and on for.
No, it's division 2 of part 1 of the FOIDAP, section 2. And I can't disclose anything else because then it won't be a closed meeting.
So you can disclose any of
So,
disclose the act. We don't have a FOIP act anymore, Councilor, Your Worship, through Councilor Kevin. It's the Privacy Information Act, so it'd be one of those sections. Is this land legal or personnel, sir?
Personnel.
Then personnel under a certain act is fine. Under a certain section.
Yes, those are all the sections, every single one that's covered in the Access to Information Act that you can choose from.
Okay, so regarding personnel, which would be the closest section to it, then? If I could get some help on it.
So you're saying it's a contract discussion?
Yes.
as far as additions to the agenda, they have to be unanimous, for one thing. That's correct. So you don't need a motion to go in it, but you want to...
Actually, I was advised by municipal players today to make a motion.
You just add it to the agenda and then you vote on the agenda. The motion is made that way.
Yeah.
So you could argue you can argue section 19, you could argue section 20, or you could...
Because it's due over contract.
Argue section 22.
So section 19.
Section 19? Okay. So you would be adding that to your motion.
Under section 19, regarding contracts.
So I just want to remind you that when we take the motion for the approve the agenda, it has to be unanimous. Okay.
So sorry, Mayor Halton, through the Councilor Reynolds, can I get you to repeat your exact motion with the new included section 19?
Okay, at this time I wish to make a motion to go into a closed meeting tonight to discuss a large contract coming up in February, March, or May. I'm not sure of the dates of that contract. This meeting discussion request falls under section 197, section 2 of the MGA, and division part 2 of part 1 of the FOIPS Act. So I can't give you any more information on that.
Again, FOIP is no longer an act, so we just have to go under section 19.
So is that all fine?
Wording is correct, yes, it would just be you guys looking at questions. Although I would recommend coming up with a date.
Tonight, I requested tonight.
Oh, in November tonight. Okay, so not in February, March, or May.
No.
So
The topic needs to be discussed before February, March.
Sorry, I just wanted to clarify. Yes.
So you're making a motion to approve the agenda with the addition of the proposed item thing, is what you're doing?
Yes.
Is that correct?
That, Your Worship, that'll be acceptable.
That would be,
an amendment
yeah.
to the agenda adding to close.
Yeah, so that's the way it has to go. Okay?
I also realize that there's a form that's being presented tonight for us, a form later on that's going to be presented to us later tonight through regular town council meeting on for future requests for people to be put on the agenda, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, correct.
So I understand that, of course. So.
Correct. Okay, so the motion on the table. All in favor?
I'm confused, sorry. I just need a little clarification. So what you're asking us to vote on is if we are in favor of adding a closed session to tonight?
Correct.
Okay,
Regarding the concern.
okay. I just have one quick question. I thought we had to do these ahead of time.
Normally you do.
Okay,
So, I mean.
and that's why I'm confused. I thought it was not for this
So, I mean,
meeting.
your choice, you can vote one way or another. Like I said, the, changes to the agenda have to be unanimous. So,
And the contracts are actually public information, aren't they?
Not the.
So it should be discussed publicly?
No, it's gotta be discussed in close. Be just like an employee, if we hire a fire or Donna hires or fires, none of that information is to the public. It's in closed session, then she makes a decision afterwards in the public.
okay, so then, the motion is to accept the agenda with the addition of a closed session. And, like I said, that's
For discussion only, because we can't make a motion during close.
well, you would come out of the closed session and make the motion, but, okay. So, all in favor? Opposed? That's not carried. So,
I don't think everybody physically voted either. I didn't touch hands in this case as well.
I'm indifferent, so I know I have to
Sorry.
pick one.
You gotta
I'll go with the
use-
majority.
You have to.
yeah, let's try it one more time. Let's,
Okay.
okay. All, sorry,
Point
Donna?
of order, Mr. Mayor.
Yep.
I'm catching on here what this in camera is, or this closed meeting is, which is fine. Just to refresh the new council, if this is regarding the CFO and CO's contracts, they were debated in public in the last council, complete public.
Yep.
Because they're not personnel. So council can go either way, in closed, or they can put them on the agenda to debate in public, because they're public contracts. And the public contracts are in the February council meeting of 2022, 21, 22, I guess we got there. So they've been in public right from the start. So there's no issue debating a contract in public if the two contract holders of the two companies involved agree to have it debated in public.
Okay, we're gonna start again here. We're gonna go back for a motion. The motion is to, addition to the agenda for a closed session, as stated. All in favor? All against? That is defeated. Okay, so moving on, we'll go back to the next motion. If I can get a motion to accept the agenda as is.
I make that a motion to accept the agenda as is.
Thank you. All in favor? Carried. All right, first order of business, the adoption of previous minutes. The regular minutes for December 23rd, council of the whole minutes for January 13th. Are there any errors or omissions?
I reviewed the minutes and I didn't find any errors or omissions. I would move it to be adopted as presented.
Thank you. All in favor? And that is carried. All right, moving on to new business. Council member request for information. See, Donna, you want to run that one first?
Thank you, Your Worship. This is actually a good news situation, really, this request for council. We, of course, typically, the staff does a request for decision, which you get. And council a lot of times gets questions they want answered, or they have things they want to have answered. And so a lot of protocol is to have a request for information. That way, administration can take a look at these. And I referenced that from meetings in the 2025 year, where the member from the public had a bunch of questions, sent them to us, we answered them, and council was available to hear the answers, and we were able to research them. Certainly some we can answer with great certainty in council, but the issue is if we have to do some research, if we can't get done what we need to get done, we definitely don't want to give council poor information. And so we're asking if council has any questions, write them on this form, turn them into administration and the mayor, and a lot of times we can have the answer for you in your council package. that comes out. The ones that we can't answer, we're working on more information, or we have to wait for callbacks from folks, then we can put that in that request for information response as well. Gives us time to give a fulsome answer to you, so we want to have lots of questions from council, and there's lots of questions that you have within an agenda item like this one, which is totally fine. We don't need to have those. It's if you're thinking about something and you go, I'd like an answer to that, or I saw this the other day, or I wonder what's happening with this. This form is perfect because then we can provide updates and we can let you know. And so, or you could phone us if you don't want to put it on a request for information. We can probably give you a quick answer to something, which is fine. But that way the general public as well can see the questions asked and can see the answers. And it provides a lot more information for the general public and those that like to watch online. So administration is requesting council through resolution approve the form to be used attached to this request for decision for questions proposed on this form at the committee as a whole. That's when we'll answer these, to which there may be appropriate answers at that meeting within the council package or a deferral to the regular meeting depending on the severity and complexity of the information request. So we're asking you to approve the form and the process. All right, go ahead.
A simple email is satisfactory without being on the form though also?
What we do is if it comes to council, the legislative clerk and I are really good at cutting and pasting, so you can say.
Thank you, I appreciate it. And then typically, when I email something, I CC everybody, so everybody's aware of what's going on.
There will be a charge back to you, but we'll
Thank
work
you,
on that at
and
the
I
end of the year.
will deal with that later.
Absolutely, you can put it in an email, you can give me a piece of paper with writing on it from a Crayola pen, it doesn't matter, we'll help you out with it.
And I think it's really gonna help us, at least we're not gonna get blindsided, and like Donna said, that, some of these questions could be answered before you even get to them, so. Just remember that, we make the packages on Thursdays, so you need to get them in by Wednesday. So. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so my question to this here is, I understand due by Thursday, so I write you up the request, send it in. On that request, if I request it to be brought to a council meeting, will it be brought to a council meeting? Because it also says being approved by you. So if I have a question and you disagree with it for some reason, you're kind of censoring my.
Well, I would have to give you, go ahead, say it on it.
Anything that's written on a request for decision in the form prescribed by council at this time goes to council.
Yeah.
Okay. I need that clarification, thank you.
Very welcome.
Okay, any other questions on that? Get a motion to, approve the, form to RFD for the council hall meetings?
I'll motion to approve the form for RFD for the council of whole meetings.
Thank you. All in favor? That is carried. All right. Next item. 8.2, Council Rules of Engagement, C-Cuff document. So, I take you guys back to when we had orientation in Drayton Valley and we had George Cuff gave us all the things that would satisfy, orientation to satisfy the MGA. One of the things that George had on the third last page of your orientation book, that if you guys would have saved it, I'm sure you have it, you look it up there. George is a very knowledgeable guy. He's written books. He's been the mayor of St. Albert for 12 years, and he had a very good recommendation that he feels that instead of a code of conduct, he would rather see himself as a statement of expected behavior, and he was working on one. So he came up with a form, and we have it here. And I think it's a great idea for us. Code of conduct from the government, who knows when that's going to come. It may be 1 year, 2 years, 3 years. We might not even see it in our term. In the meantime, we have nothing. And this is just a statement of expected behavior. I think it'll help us. It's going to reaffirm some of the things that he said there. I already see things happening here that aren't good. We have to work as a council, and we have a 4-year term here. And I really think this is going to help us. And Tracy, you might help me with this here. I go back to the last council, And I'm not saying we failed or anything like that, but it took us 2.5, 3 years probably before we act as a council, where we actually got things working together. And I don't want to wait 3 years in this council. So I think this forum is really going to help us. And I'm going to go through I'm not going to read it word for word, but I'm going to go some of the things here. And then I expect at the end, I've got a form here for everybody to sign it, and I'll go in here, and I think it's just going to be nothing help us down the line here. So, go ahead.
Sorry, I've been having a problem with my vision for the last 2 days. My glasses are going off and on. Does anybody happen to have a printed copy of the form? I can't read the screen today.
So,
We can get you one.
Thank you.
Sure. One sec, Councillor Carey.
Thank you. I thought switching glasses when I got back from Red Deer would be help, but it's not.
We'll just take a
Carrie.
2-second break until you got one. So.
No motions.
But I mean, what is before I start going in, what is everybody else's feeling on this here?
Are you gonna continue to give more detail, or?
What do you mean more detail?
What it is.
Well, it's stated out here. I'm gonna read it.
Okay.
It's in the package.
Everybody read their package.
Yeah, it's in the package there. It's like 3 pages. Basically what it is, it's a summary of everything that we did in the orientation. How we should be respectful to each other council member, how we should treat the administration, how should we treat the CAO and the mayor for that fact, and how the mayor should treat everybody as well. So it's a summary of everything. I'm not saying people have forgotten what we did in January, but it's a good reminder, and we've had it in writing here. And I think it's for the benefit of everybody in this room if we do it.
Sorry, I misunderstood. I thought you had gotten something to read, like, in the last day or two.
No.
That he put out, sorry.
No, George, like I said, if you go back to your package.
Yeah, it's an 8-page document.
It was in there, and he's been working on it, and he's actually gonna submit it to the government, to the MGA, and it may, hopefully, I don't know, Donna, can you shed some light on that a little bit for me?
That's just 6 pages.
Yes, Your Worship, through the council, the whole province knows who George is, and they know his books, they know his acumen, they know his experience. So what he wants to do is send this letter to them for their consideration in the brand new bylaw that, if I may be allowed to be a little facetious, that someday they might write for us,
Right.
for a code of conduct bylaw. And he, in our orientation meeting with him, he presented this like, council and administration should have something, just something, and so that we're all working off the same song sheet, basically. And it's a good document. I've worked under many different ones in my council time, and where I've sat with councils or in municipalities. And really, there's nothing here that is untoward. There's nothing here that's nasty or anything. It's just a nice reminder letter, and then it's councils to, that's why it's in your package. It's councils to debate, because it does, normally the code of conduct bylaw would be under your purview to pass, amend, or rescind. So this letter from George Cuff is council's discussion piece to review and pass, to rescind, or to amend.
Thank you.
The interesting, Councillor, the interesting thing though is this is Mr. Cuff's work, so amendments wouldn't be allowed without his express written permission.
That's a good guideline and a good point of reference, but for the most part, it's really common sense.
Yeah. Well, I reviewed it when I was looking through everything, and I did just go quickly on and review it, and I thought it's got interesting, real helpful points.
Mm-hmm. Well, if you need it spelled out or laid out, there it is.
Well, exactly. You can go back in and sort of reference maybe what you shouldn't be doing.
Well, it's gonna help you in your duties for sure.
Yeah.
So if it's a temporary coverage until the government gets something put together, then
Well,
I don't think it's doing any harm to you.
Yeah, I'll read some more of this, Councillor Reynolds.
Okay, so, that's, under 8.2 of the agenda here. I'd like to make a motion to defer table to our lawyers for their legal advice, as per the Government of Alberta removed the code of conduct for all municipalities. as per the MGA, section 145, subsection 9. I make a motion to resolve that this resolution that we're currently talking about now, motion to be deferred and tabled to our lawyers, so that we have legal advice. My understanding here is, that's part of my motion, but I'd like to back it up with a bit of discussion here, so you know where I'm coming from. We had a rule of conduct.
Yeah, I wish you would have let me read this first before you went the motion, but, I mean, you put the motion, but.
I can remake the motion too.
Yeah, I mean, it could explain some of this stuff. First thing it says, it is, these rules are not legislated, so that's the first thing it says in here. Yeah, go ahead.
We have a legislative point of order, please.
Yeah.
Point of order, so when it comes to a motion, you can only defer or table. So defer means to put it off to another date, table means you have no set date when you want to talk about it. So you would say motion to defer to, for example, the February 27th, I don't know, 27th, probably not, the next regular meeting, or you would motion to table and you have no set date. You can then at a future time motion to untable at the beginning of the meeting.
And then you have to bring it back.
Yes, and then when it comes to the language of a motion, please try to use only motion to or resolution to one time in the motion. So it's motion to so-and-so, not like motion to defer to our lawyers for their advice, example, to resolve to motion to kind of that sort of language. If I'm explaining it correctly.
Your Worship, Councillor Reynolds, if he so chooses, can strike that motion in the minutes to wait till after the discussion is done and then produce a motion to as well instead of at the first part, makes it easier. That's up to Councillor Reynolds. Okay,
I'm prepared to strike it, but it's like the opportunity to make a motion.
I mean, like I said, this is supposed to be a friendly thing here. It's not a.
Yeah, and I'm not trying to make it unfriendly.
It's to help everybody, and if I read some of this stuff, it might help you. Okay, so I'm gonna read. So the first preamble I'm gonna write. The purpose of these rules of engagement is to describe what is meant by prudent and reasonable behavior in the conduct of public business. These rules are not legislated, but are intended to enable the council or governing board to guide the actions and words utilized by its members so as to ensure that all treated fairly and well. And that's the only main purpose of it here. It's nothing sinister, and it's nothing that is going to be somebody's going to get their fingers slapped or anything like that. It's just to help everybody. So anyhow, primary focus, both the council and administration recognize that their allegiances and loyalties are to the municipality as a whole and not to any other individual. Authorities and powers. Each council member will seek to abide by the legislation that presently exists and will not purposely seek to alter or avoid such legislation. Each council member will respect the legislation MG Act, which identifies all guidance. Each council member shall ensure that their behavior prior to, during, or following a meeting or hearing towards other members of the council, members of the administration, and representatives of the public at all times. Courteous, professional, fair, and unbiased. Contributes to the preservation of orderly decorum. Avoids sarcasm, derogatory comments or questions or comments designed to embarrass. Is respectful of the decisions of the governing body. And then it goes on, fair treatment, and then it gives you a whole bunch of things about it. And like I said, I'm not going to read this word for word. Then it goes into council decision-making. And, you know, it tells you how council members should ensure their decision-making. Once again, it's a guide for you. I mean, we're talking for a guy that, you know, he's doing this to help the council. Request for information, we've already been talking about that. So council members will direct their request for information or action to the office of the CAO or the appropriate department head. And this is exactly what we've been talking about. If the request is not covered by a current policy, it will be forwarded to the CAO to determine the next steps. Also, then there's an article here, a paragraph about conflict of interest. Council spokesman, it just tells you that, you know, when it comes to the municipality, that any comments on council decisions or any other member or not consistent with this shall be faced as personal opinion only. So, I mean, once again, public statements. Council member is not restricted in any public statement they choose to make, but as an elected member, they are expected to support the role and decisions of the council. So once the council makes a decision and voted on it, you should be supporting it, not knock it. Support the current policy of council, support the bylaws. Any request by the media to the administration or information on matters pertaining to a matter within the jurisdiction has to go to the CEO. So, I know I've been, 93.1 has been talking to me the last 2 or 3 days. I haven't got a hold of him yet, but first thing I did was ask Dawn if I could talk to him, and she said I could. So, I will.
I'll be phoning you tomorrow morning.
Yes. Confidentiality. Each member of council administration shall retain in confidence any matters presented to council in confidence or dealt during a closed meeting of council. Transparency, openness, information, and that's it. That's all it's in there. And it, you know, it tells you how you should be treating the administration, you know, the staff, you know, I mean, that's the CAO's job. As a councillor, as a mayor, Public Works, we can go up to those people and say, how are you doing? Have a great day, but that's as far as it goes. We're not gonna be telling them how to do their job. And, these are just referring that. So that's all there is to it. It's nothing sinister and nefarious, so, comments, anybody?
I apologize, Mr. Mayor, when you said 3 pages, I thought I'd missed something.
That's
That's
fine.
the only reason I was asking for clarification.
So I read this stuff from, Mr. Clough as well, okay.
You got some stuff from him?
Well, yeah, I went to the same
Yes.
meeting you went to.
Okay, well, I thought you meant you got something else on the side.
Well, we had a discussion afterwards.
Okay,
So when this was brought to council about, the code of conduct being removed, and, there was some discussion about going to George and talking about it.
Mhm.
I know his smarts. He's a smart individual. I agree with everything he says. My point that I'm making here in the discussion is, the municipality pulled the act. So right now, we don't have a code of conduct.
no, nobody does. You can't have one.
I don't think anybody in this room has been malicious, and I'll probably throw that onto myself, okay? Because when people call me, I tell them what I know. And if I don't have all the facts, then I'm not being relayed into all those facts. So getting back to the code of conduct, okay? The AGM, the GMA is responsible for that, okay?
That's correct.
George, as of right now, has not been consigned, given a contract to make up any rules of conduct. This is his writings, his words.
This is not a code of conduct, this thing.
Okay, I get that, but regarding the code of conduct, you're using George's name into this, where council has asked him to give us something to go by.
Yeah, this is just,
You said earlier that you've got some books there and you got
Yes.
lots of paper there that you want to sign.
yep,
So where I'm coming from, prior to making any motions here, is I would like it deferred to a lawyer, okay? Because George is not on contract. Everybody in the province basically right now has no code of conduct. You're supposed to be a good guy, okay? And do things
No,
properly, fairly.
we're not paying for this, we're not doing anything for this, there's no contract with George, it's just, it was
I
just
get
part
that,
of our
but you're
orientation training.
missing my point.
Yeah, I know I'm not missing your point, I hear what you're saying.
So you're gonna ask me to sign on to something with his rules and his regulations, which I'm not intended to do because
That's your choice, if you don't want to sign it, then you don't have to sign it.
I realize that, I know that. I just spent 6 hours on the phone figuring this thing out, okay? So my point is, I have no problems with a code of conduct,
Okay,
okay? My point is that you guys want to use George's, I'm okay with that, okay? My motion is gonna be directed at, because we're responsible for all of this stuff, that we should take it to a lawyer and get him to define it,
disagree. I
because
don't
it's the
think,
provincial regulations, not George's, not ours, and we are governed by the.
it's not a legal document, go ahead.
Yeah, may I just ask or try to clarify something here to see if
Sure.
I'm understanding it correctly? Is that similar to if let's just use me being on the library board as an example. If we agreed as a board that this is how we were going to conduct ourselves, and as a board we signed that, is that, it says there's no legislation here, it's just,
No,
we either agree to sign it or we don't, we move on.
that's right, exactly right. And I mean, there's no penalty if you don't sign it, there's no penalty,
Basically,
slap on the
it's
wrist, there's none of that.
Like a Girl Guide
This is a good
book,
faith
so
as a council. This is a team building thing. This is for us to come together and all be together on decisions. That's what this whole thing means about.
I have, at the top of it, where you go, it's rules of civil engagement for members of council or a governing board.
Yeah.
The way I read it was, it's just a helpful piece of information for us to go forward on until they do get a code of conduct. And will that be in our term or not? We do have a little bit here to refer to, but it's not legislated.
No, it's not.
if Audrey started F-bombing at the meeting, you can say, Audrey, please
Did
refer
you-
to what you signed.
Exactly, to me, it's just something to read and go back to if you're a little confused. And maybe you can find the answer there, and if not, we can refer it back to Donna and go, can I tell somebody where to go? No, you can't.
You've
But,
already asked me that, Counselor.
I know, but this is it's just rules of civil engagement, and for a new council member, I found this information helpful. Am I legislated to it? No, because there is no legislation yet.
Exactly. So anyway, that's,
I agree with
So
you.
it's going to
I
the
agree
lawyers,
with you.
it's not going to do anything because there's.
No, but the lawyers can tell you whether it's legal binding or not.
We don't need, there's no legal binding because there's nothing here, it's not from the government. This is just for us to know what is expected and what the public should expect from us. It's information,
correct.
but there's nothing legal about it. And to involve our lawyers, and I'm sure we have to pay for them if we
We would.
so, to me, it'd be a waste of money for them to look at it and go, well, there's nothing here for us to get involved with. Because there's nothing legally binding to anybody yet, until the government comes with something.
And and I'm gonna point out, even when they do come up with a code of conduct, it has no teeth. I'm telling you that right now. There's nothing, City of Edmonton, their counselors, they got called up last year 3 or 4 times, and they laughed at them. No, nothing came out of it. So I'm trying to do this to help the council,
Yeah.
give you some more tools, and I want us to work as a team, not independent, going against each other. So anyhow, you wanna make a motion, go ahead.
So before I read this motion, I'm basing my motion on, it's a government AG, or MGA, okay? That's a government policy. They took it away, they are responsible for bringing it back,
Correct.
okay?
Yep.
I know, I
There's nothing to
understand,
do with that.
I understand that it can take 10 years for this to happen, okay?
It might.
But I feel that it should go to a lawyer's and our lawyer's discretion through our CAO, whether this is legal or not, okay? Just so that we have legal clarifications. It'd almost be like me asking Darrell as an example, when I first attended the first meetings, I made the statement that I do not want any sign-in authority, because then I'm not responsible for it. Then I find out through my information, through my CAO, Donna, yeah, I'm still responsible for it, even if I don't have sign-in authority. So that doesn't, there's 2 sides of the coin here.
Okay, okay.
That any behavior beyond this document may become illegal.
Exactly my point, and that's why I'd like it to go to legal. So if we adopt his motions, his rules and everything, which I do not disagree with, I just want to know that I'm in my legal rights to be able to do that.
Okay, any other discussion? Are you making a motion?
Yes, I am. I was just waiting because
Yeah, I was trying to get my thoughts straight.
she's trying to take it out. She's trying to see where I'm going with it.
Well, no, I agree with you to a point, but like I say, this isn't legal binding, but any matters that go outside of the parameters of this document may become legal, as in charges from RCMP or something.
Exactly.
were defamatory on Facebook or whatever.
Exactly my point, and that's why I'm asking for a lawyer.
So that goes beyond this document. This document's kind of just a safe little guide, and it doesn't really require, I don't think it requires lawyers' authorization. Because it's just kind of us saying, we're going to do a civilized duty here and behave.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah, I concur. I look at that as a gentleperson's agreement on how we're going to act as a council. And to me, I guess it'll show by my vote, but I don't think that incurring taxpayers' dollars to overlook something like this is a worthy or responsible thing to do. So.
Okay, any other discussion?
It's a handshake.
Yeah.
Okay,
Okay. So I'd like to make this motion to defer to our lawyers for their legal advice opinion as per the Government of Alberta removal of the Code of Conduct for all municipalities. As per the MGA, section 145, subsection 9. Okay. I make a motion for the resolution that this resolution be deferred, not tabled. I'm trying to use the proper language here.
That's too much.
For clarity. We do not know if any municipalities will be using George Clough's rules of engagement code of conduct, as it has not been passed by the Government of Alberta.
okay, Jesse, you have a point of order?
Again, Mayor Hoffman through Councilor Reynolds, when we use a motion to at the beginning of the motion and not halfway through, it turns into two resolutions and requires two votes.
Okay. So where would you like me to stop on this?
So I've got motion to defer to our lawyers for their legal opinion as per the Government of Alberta removal of the Council Code of Conduct for all municipalities as per MGA, section da-da-da, for clarity, and then right after that.
So section 145, section 9?
Is the end of the first one? I'm understanding.
Yes.
And that's before you use the next motion, right?
Yes.
In your wording? Okay, so if you use motion again, you made a second motion there.
Okay, so let's just stop at subsection 9.
Okay.
That's what the lawyer needs.
Okay.
Clarification, Your Worship, just for clarification, Your Worship, through to Councillor Kevin, you've indicated 145 subsection 9. There is no subsection 9 on section 145.
According to municipal, there is a 145 section 9,
I got the new MGA.
because she quoted me those numbers this morning.
Oh, I'm not saying you're wrong, I'm just saying that I have the new MGA here and I don't have subsection 9.
Well, that's the numbers that's quoted by the municipal government this morning.
I would just indicate maybe, I'm even looking for a subsection 9 on subsequent. I would say as a friendly amendment, Your Worship, to the Councillor Kevin, I would just quote section 145, MGA section 145, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.
Oh, Donna, sorry. I feel like I'm God coming in. I have the MGA open and section on my computer. I have section 145, subsection 9 is a council may not make a bylaw or a resolution under this act that addresses the behavior of conduct of councillors or of members of council committees who are not councillors. That's subsection 9.
I'm sitting right in 145 here. What's that?
It's 145, 1 subsection 9 or sub 9. Yeah.
You have RSA current as of January 1, 2025?
I have RSA 2000 at the top.
That is,
We don't have it in ours
you
either.
have to have the MGA current as of January 1, 2025.
Okay, this one is December 18th, 2025.
That would be irrelevant.
Okay, Jesse, do you have something else to say?
Just that Canley showing me the newest MGA.
I don't go by family, you have to go by the MGA.
All right, well, we have a resolution on the table.
I think, Your Worship, though, it satisfies Councillor Reynolds, though, for section 145, because it does indicate the council may by bylaw establish procedures to be followed by council, so this is not a bylaw. The council may by bylaw establish council committees and other bodies, and where a council establishes a council committee or other body, the council may by bylaw establish the functions of the committee. So, this isn't a committee, you're just asking for a document that, you'd like to all work with. That's what you're doing here. So, I'm just asking, Councillor Reynolds for a friendly amendment as to just, if he's fine with, just quoting section 145.
I am under the understanding that it still goes to a lawyer for legal advice.
Thank you. All right, the motion's on the table, all in favor? All in favor? Opposed? That is defeated. All right, the next motion then that we need is, resolution to adopt this document as taught, sign it, and as recommendation to Thorsby to ensure consistent council decorum. Anybody would like to make that motion?
I would make that motion. I see it as a handshake, and I think it's a good gesture of council.
Yeah, go ahead,
Point of order, did I make you make that motion, Councilor Nelson?
I would move to accept George Cuff's, document, rules of engagement as a friendly document, as a handshake between council. And it extends to administration, and so be it.
all in favor? Opposed? And that's carried. All right, well, thank you for that. 8.3, strategic planning session. Sarah Donna, you want to run us through that, please?
Your Worship, thank you, and to council. So in the last council, they decided not to move to strategic planning because the council and administration were too busy trying to write this municipality properly. And the only strategic direction we could go in was to write the financial situation of it, to know where we were going with the staff and where we were going with find out where all the documents were and all that sort of thing. We had, as you know, we had a real mess, and there was no strategic direction other than get this municipality on the right floor. Now that that's been achieved and we're stable, and we've achieved, I'll say council, not we, council's achieved quite a bit, and this council can take credit for that as well, with the Municipal Control Corporation, the regional water distribution, the partnership with Wetaskiwin County, the new bulk station, etc. It's a good time now for this council to have a session in the afternoon and do a strategic plan. And strategic plans don't have to be 50 pages, because half the time you can't administer all the goals. So your last strategic plan was completed in 2016 and struggled to complete all the goals. And in fact, when the last council before you, Mayor Austin, came in, one of their first orders of business was to have me come back and provide them with a scorecard on their strategic plan. And in all honesty, the previous councils, and no fault to them, this is not a false statement, just were struggling to complete anything that was on that strategic plan that they all agreed to. So usually you look at it as a simple and realistic 3-year period to measure, and you measure the scorecard annually with a strategic plan. So every January 1st, you measure what you did last year. Or you can measure it at budget time as well to say, okay, if we're budgeting, what did we accomplish? What do we have to do? And that's when you do things like, sometimes the strategic plans do environmental scans where you're trying to figure out and you're looking at what the community wants and what they're doing and so forth. Sometimes you do a SWOT analysis, which is strengths, threats, opportunities, and weaknesses. Sometimes you do that, and a lot of times the consultants will do that. Most municipalities plan for too many goals, complete a robust document which may or may not fit in their municipality, and I've seen lots of them in municipalities. Smaller municipalities such as Thorsby require realistic and attainable goals, maximum roughly 3 goals, really, because you want to be able to have success with it. Consultant Dave Oldham will be calling each of you and asking you, and by the way, he's charging $3,000, around $3,000 I believe, Consultant Dave Oldham will be calling each of you and asking you all the same questions to prepare for the exercise. I provided him with all your emails, your phone numbers, and have a good discussion with him, because that will help him facilitate the strategic plan. If you don't want to be called, just indicate to me that you don't wish to be called. Date of the strategic plan is Friday, February 20th from 1 to 3:30 in the council chambers. All managers will also be invited to participate as well, because it's normal for staff leadership to be here as well. This will be considered a special meeting, and the legislative clerk will announce accordingly. Certainly members of the public can come in and join, and the consultant may ask the public what they want to see for the town of Thorsby. So it's a really fun exercise, in all honesty. It's a really good exercise, and there's no wrong answer. There's no, there's nothing. It's just, what do you want to finish, accomplish, get started, build upon in the next 3 years? So administration is recommending the council to resolution confirm this date and exercise.
Thank you. I know that I've been hearing last term and this term, lots of people, you have a strategic plan. What are you doing? Well, yeah, we're doing our budget, we're doing things, but this will help quite a bit, and kind of a wish list for all of the department heads, and some of the stuff we might be able to put in action.
Yeah, and your worship, there may be, council members may have some goals. I want to attain this in 3 years. That's part of what a strategic plan is. And then in a strategic plan, there's never, you will do this, this, and this. Right? It's the goal, and then what happens is administration sets the steps to achieve your goal. So you're only looking at goals that you want to achieve. And then administration sets out the goal plan to accomplish those goals. And if we don't think we can do it, we bring it back to in a scorecard situation, and we say, we can't do this. If the timing's not right, or would you like to adjust your goal? Because you can do adjustment documents as well to a strategic plan. So it's a great exercise. It's a lot of fun, actually. It's a lot of fun. So, thank you. I can't, Wendy, it is, your worship, if I may, to the gallery, just repeat the date. It is February 20th. Got that. It's a Friday from 1 to 3:30. Thank you. You're very welcome. Appreciate that.
But that's based on us voting on it correctly, correct?
Sorry?
That's based on once we vote, right?
Yep.
Yeah, that's the date he wants, that's the
date
it's
of
not
the
date. Okay, Councilor Evans?
So my understanding, what you just said, is that Dave will be calling us or emailing us first for our opinions, and then we will be having an open house meeting where the public is entitled to come.
Yes, that's correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are the public allowed to ask questions at that time?
Your worship, through Council Reynolds, a lot of times if the public is here, why not?
Yep.
They may have some goals they want to see. They
may have some strategic plans that they can bring up that'll help us.
Yeah.
No, that's why I'm asking this question. They are,
absolutely.
so they are allowed to participate. Okay.
We cannot call a closed meeting with the strategic plan.
Yep.
Okay, fair enough.
So I just want a motion just to confirm the date of February 20th from 1 to 3:30 p.m. and the exercise. So
That is correct.
once again, if you don't want to be part of it, if he phones you, you don't have time, or you don't have anything that you can just say something, just tell Donna and he'll not phone you. If I could get that motion?
Oh, go ahead. I make the motion, for February 20th for our strategic planning. And that's all.
Thank you. All in favor? Carried. Yeah, I think that's a good thing. And just, if some of you people remember, at our meeting in Drayton Valley, Dave was his aide or assistant? What was he?
Dave Oldham, your worship, through the council, Dave Oldham consults with Mr. Huff, and Dave has been a counselor before. He's been an administrator. Right. And we chatted about how we see this going, and we believe from 1 to 3:30 with a small municipality is appropriate. Instead of all day, you don't want to go all day. The town of Thorsby has gone all day before, and it's difficult. So you want to be able to be fresh, and so Dave's a well-seasoned hand at strategic plans.
We brainstorm in advance.
You got it.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, 9.1, bordering bylaw, 2026-01, first reading. CFO Cindy, you want to talk about that, or? Are you there?
Yep, I'm here. Yes, so this bylaw is one we pass every single year. It's related to our line of credit, our rotating line of credit, which is for $1 million. And this is a standard bylaw that the bank requires. It's actually the bank sends us the bylaw template. We just fill it out and have you pass it. It allows us to have that line of credit in case of emergency. And it is the first bylaw we pass at every January we start, and then we have to advertise it for 2 weeks as per the MGA, which will be done after the first reading, and it will come back to you for second and third reading at the February council meeting.
Thank you, and I guess that I'd also like to point out that we did the same thing last year and we never dipped into it. Is that correct?
That is correct.
First time in how many years?
Oh, I don't even know. A long time.
Anyhow, but it's just there as a safeguard if we need it before we receive tax money. So any other discussion from council?
Any indication of what it would be used for possibly?
Emergencies.
Well, we don't get sometimes the tax funds don't come in until, and we've got expenses and we don't have the tax money even in yet, because our taxes are June 30th, I believe is the date. So
yeah,
let's just say come on. Yeah, go ahead, Cindy.
Sorry, taxes are due June 30th, which is the bulk of our income. So we usually in the past, well, since I've been here, we've used it between January and June. And that also, like, if we had a big capital project and the funds didn't come in before that started, like the grant money for the bulk water station, I think we've got all of that. But for the, there's something else and I just can't think of it off the top of my head. What we're waiting, like for the truck, the pickup truck, for instance, I haven't received the grant funding. I think they're holding it until I fill out the year's review, which I'm in the process of finishing all that up. So they haven't, sometimes they'll release the funds upon approval of the grant, but since we've moved to the LGFF, they haven't released the funds yet. So they owe us like $300,000, the government, approximately in grant funding that we haven't received. So if we had to spend the money and we didn't have the money in our operating account, then we would have to dip into the line of credit, and it's rotating. So when we need it, it goes right into our operating, and when we have money in our operating, it goes right back to pay the loan off. So it does that automatically. It's just set up to do it that way.
So it could be used for one of the projects we're looking at for the road.
It could be if we didn't get the grant funding, but I wouldn't use that as a method of financing, if that's what you're asking.
Okay, fair enough. Just to back up, you made a statement about the truck. My understanding was the truck is bought and paid for already.
Yeah, we paid for it. It is paid for, but the government hasn't sent us the grant money yet.
Yeah,
the grant has been approved. The grant was approved, but they have not forwarded the funds.
Okay, so we paid out of that, basically, layman's terms, we paid for the truck in full. We're just waiting for the balance of the money from the grants to come back into our coffers.
Correct.
Okay.
Any other questions? All right, get a motion for the first reading of bylaw 2026-01, the borrowing bylaw.
I'll motion to approve the first reading of the borrowing bylaw for 2026.
All in favor? Carried. Thank you. Okay, 10.1, variance report for December 25. CFO Cindy, again, please.
Hi, and I apologize for not being there. I just got back from vacation at 2 a.m. this morning, so to get there for a meeting would have been literally impossible.
Rub it in.
So the variance report for December, and I said this last December, is not an indication of what the financial statements will look like. There are still accruals, there's still income to accrue, there's still expenses to accrue, and there is amortization to record. So this is a very different document than the way the financials come out at the end of the year. So for as far as going from budget, for revenue, we're at 98.39% of revenue. We are still missing grant funding. We're missing the county balance for the rec agreement, which is why Parks and Rec is in the negative. And then as far as expenses go, we are at 86.88 of expenses for the year as compared to 89.48. But there's still wages to accrue, sick time to accrue, all of that. I just have to figure all of that out and get that done. So that will all be done before the audit. And but we're in good shape. We're on par with where we were last year. So I have no concerns about where we're at as far as the budget versus actuals.
Thank you. Councilor Reynolds.
So I have a question for you, Cindy.
Yeah.
When we did the budget, I got a little frustrated over your numbers. That's just me, okay? It's no big deal. My question to you right now is, I know we budget X number of dollars for sand and salt.
Mm-hmm.
Are we still within budget to finish out the season? Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Like if you look at Public Works under Common Services, I think or transportation, we budgeted 322,000 and we've only used 287. And that's where sand and salt would fall. So.
Okay, did you say that right? We budgeted 322,000 and we have used 287,000 already?
We have used 287,000. This is December. So that's the whole entire year.
Fair enough. Okay, that's what I was asking.
Yeah.
Okay.
Any other questions? Anybody? No? Okay. Motion to accept the 2025 variance report for information, please.
I'll move the 2025 variance report for information.
Anyone in favor? That is carried. All right, so we come to the public at the back there. Carl, you're smiling. It's good, better than frowning. Does anybody have any questions back there? No?
Can we introduce our new librarian?
Oh, would you like to
Library
introduce
manager.
yourself?
Library manager.
Sure.
I was going to come introduce myself after, but quickly to everyone, I'm Kayla Dornan. I'm the new library manager. Very excited about it, and thank you for letting me sit in on this meeting.
Well, thank you very much. Thanks for coming to the meeting, so.
And you're welcome anytime.
Always, yeah.
Thanks.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Yes.
Can I just, I forgot to update you guys. I had written it down and then I forgot to say it. So the bulk water station has been open for a week, not even a week.
Oh, wait.
Yeah.
A week? Okay.
Any money?
In a day.
Yeah, we have. So we sold in a week $108.06 of bulk water from the credit, like from actually at the station, people going to the station and paying. And we have $136.80 in prepaid bulk water. So we have collected $244.86 in water.
In a week.
In a week.
It's gotta start somewhere.
It's a start.
Gotta start. Have a start. Thank you.
And there's been lots of accounts made online. I can't remember how many. I think there might be up to 10 already accounts made. So people are making accounts. They're just not buying water yet. So.
Yeah, well, it's kind of
I'd
a,
have to use up their
kind of a
water
full
first
time.
time.
Debbie, you have a question back there.
I want to know what's going on with this Wetaskiwin and Thorsby water thing.
Sure, I can just give you right now, everything's going on schedule. We've put all the grants have put in place, all right?
So it's going through?
Well, if we get the grants, that's gonna be the thing. But everything is on track. We've got a plan for it, everything. The, municipal affairs, everybody's defined, for it. We've had a couple of meetings. Donna, maybe you want to talk about your meeting with the, ag minister?
Yes,
Give her a little bit more of an update on it.
I can, sir, before, if I may take.
Yeah, absolutely, appreciate what.
Talk to the gallery. Before Christmas, Wetaskiwin and, the city of Wetaskiwin, myself, and, a member of the lobby group that's working with us went and, had a conversation with the Assistant Deputy Minister for Environment, and also with the, regulator that was sitting there, the manager in charge of regulation. And, we were talking about, the project. They've read it. The Assistant Deputy Minister is pretty sharp. She's pretty good, actually. So they've read the business case, et cetera. Part of the things that we talked about was where we're heading with it. They were happy we were heading to Wetaskiwin County. Wetaskiwin County has the client base. We have the infrastructure. Also, they indicated to us if we have to not increase the volume of our water license, but if we have to add a commercial and an agricultural component to the water license because of the project we're on, because of the business case, because of how we've handled it, they would help us add those two entities onto our water license, because right now it's just residential, and they'd be happy to work with us, no problem, in a very short period of time. So it's very productive and very positive. Mayor Hudson was referring to grants. Big grant went in at the end of November to pipeline. Projected cost $40 million. Saddle Hills County is right now currently doing water distribution. Saddle Hills? Yeah, Saddle Hills up north is doing the same thing we are, except they have to build an intake, a treatment plant. They're ahead of us as far as they've got a grant, but they have to really do different infrastructure than we do. So far, the grantors from the province are asking questions, which is good. We want them to. So that's where we're sitting. We get this grant, we start pipelining. We start the engineers and everything to build into this pipeline to Mothersville.
Once that grant's awarded, things will happen fairly fast. But until then, it's just kind of in limbo, right? But there's been a lot of work. All of the strategic planning has been done on the pipeline. We've also, I can't say a whole bunch of it, but we've been negotiating with Imperial Oil some existing pipelines. I can say that much, I believe. Too late, I already did, Donna. You know, everything is looking really good. I had a conversation with the Councillor Josh from the County of Wetaskiwin, and they are getting inquiries left and right for industrial people looking for water around their area and everything. And he feels that once we get this thing all going, we may have to double our what we're looking for water. So I mean, everything's positive. It's just that waiting game right now.
If I may, Your Worship, just add on to that, one of the beautiful things we have about our license is one of the oldest on the river. And the other thing that is in our favor is we're not impeding the river where we're pulling water from. We're not even disturbing its volume. And because the North Saskatchewan is a glacier-fed river, to which we're only allowed to pull from is a glacier-fed river with this license, we're not disturbing the ecosystem. We're not lowering the water volume in North Saskatchewan. Nothing, which is really exciting. So we're just waiting. Great question.
Oh, well, thank you.
I got one.
My understanding was the pipelines, the pipelines that we have from the river to here are ours and already were there. And you mentioned something to Mulhurst Bay, the pipes need to be put in there.
Yes.
I thought, again, my understanding was that they're already there. And if they're not there, then you need to put them in. Who's paying for that?
Well, that's part of this grant money. That's all. It's all in the plan, Carl. So yeah. So we need to get it there, and we've already the engineers and Wetaskiwin and they've already decided how they're going to do it. It's just a matter of doing it. So
not being negative, Darrell, it's just
see.
My understanding was I was told different.
Yeah, see, Mulhurst is under the county of Wetaskiwin. That's under their jurisdiction. So they are buying water, right now, they're buying water from the county of Wetaskiwin through wells and stuff like that. So, they would probably, more than likely, favor a municipal water that's, treated through a treatment plant like us, so, yeah, go ahead.
Just to further Mayor House's commentary, the 16-inch pipes are still ours, and they go from our intake to, let me get the right gas plant here. Bonnie Glen. Thank you very much, Councilor. They go right to Bonnie Glen, and from there they stop. So, we have the pipeline from Bonnie Glen to Mulhurst Bay, and that's part of this grant. It's about, it depends on how you do it. If you're running new pipe, it's about $1 million to a kilometer. If you're sleeving pipe, it's a little less, so we're just waiting on that right now. But yes, we still own the pipes, absolutely.
So that's step one. Then from there, well, who knows?
So seeing as we're having a general discussion, previous Councilor Tracy was here to go through all of this stuff. But the three of us, do we really know what the hell's going on? Like, you haven't brought that information to us or informed us about that?
We actually did discuss it at a previous meeting.
But I mean,
I was sitting.
more depth. Like, I'd like to know what the plan is. I know there's vague stuff that's been said there.
Donna can answer that question.
Well, I can, Your Worship, for sure. I mean, the business case was in open council, so council can read that business case. It was presented to council in the fall of last year. That's within a minute, because it took place through the public hearing. We had to have a business case along with the public hearing. That night, the public hearing happened was the night that the council of Leduc County came in and spoke, and all those documents are in the council package as well. So that's all been matter of public record, because we have no choice. The letter from the minister does not approve what we're doing, but the minister looks at the documents and says, if you completed all this, they're in the regulation, to which we have, and they sent a nice letter saying, congratulations on a study for this kind of thing, which is good. We want that letter. In the past, it used to be where the minister had to approve the business case and everything, and it just took days and days and years and years. So in 2018, fortunately,
Just some more forms. That's the form that you use for your agenda, right?
So I would suggest, if you like, take a look at last fall's documents in the council packages, read them, and then come with questions. Happy to answer any of your questions that you like. Nothing was done, all the documents were never done in camera. Some of the discussion was, for sure, because it had to be, but the documents are all in open council, so please feel free to review them. And then, if that's council's wish, we're happy to put it on the table for an open council meeting to discuss it and update our problem.
Absolutely. Irene, did you have a question?
It wasn't a question related to a comment. I would like to thank my son for attending this meeting.
Shut up.
And we second that. We second it. Yes, we like to see it here too.
Oh, now we're not friends anymore?
All right, well, if that's it, meeting adjourned. Thank you very much.
So are you wanting to pass this paper around for us to sign?
Yes.
I kept my pen out.
We're gonna have a long talk. Just come in for coffee. I'll bring lunch. We have had a long talk. You can come too, Irene. What the heck? That's amazing.
Did you get that handbook there, Kevin?
Thank you so much.
Yeah,
Thank you for coming to the library.